Good evening and welcome viewers. It is Monday night here at MATCHFIT Entertainment. Monday night means LMU here in the 2026 Rain Light Racing LMU Series. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are here at Circuit of the Americas, Cota for short, for what I think is round 7. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is round 7 tonight on a Monday night with MATCHFIT Entertainment. And good field out here, 15 cars. The boys just starting to roll out in qualifying as we speak. A little bit overcast here today. Should be a cracker. Davo on the mics. We will. Oh, J-Man on the mics as well, my friends and viewers. J-Man, how are you doing, my friend?
G'day, Davo. Evening, viewers. Welcome back to a Monday night. Didn't quite pick up on the uptake there. I was a little late, sorry, tonight. But yeah, Davo's already called it. 5.5 kilometres of Circuit of the Americas. Welcome to Texas. Interesting, Davo. Just seen the cars flying out for qualifying for the one and only qualifying session. And immediately, just looking at the two stop-go penalties. There one for Gunther Rowe, one for Nick Firth. I'm not sure what that is all about. However, if my graphic stands true, that'll probably a little bit, you know, I don't think it'll be the end of their qualifying, but it'll certainly upset the rhythm, so to speak.
Quite possibly.
Interesting facts here for Circuit of the Americas. Obviously 20 turns here on, with this 5.5 kilometre circuit, but nearly 31 metre climb up to turn 1 from the start line. So 30.9 metres it climbs up to what they call Big Red. And look, Big Red was famously named after Red McCombs, who was a key investor in the circuit. Obviously, key parts of the racetrack, turns 3 to 6, the S's. Turn 11, another very, very important part of the racetrack to be able to stop that there. That's called the Bobby Pin, named after the Cota chairman, Bobby Epstein. So, really, really cool part of the racetrack is up through the S's, Dave. We're going to see just how good someone's car balance is out there tonight through that part of the racetrack.
Yes. Yeah, very technical part of the circuit. And a series of corners that just seems to just keep going. It was particularly difficult when you've either got the entry right wrong, or you just don't quite have the car balance right, and that change of direction is so critical. There are about 4 or 5 changes of direction there, J-Man, as they sweep down through that section of the track. But
yeah, just set the pigeons out, Davo, and just going to grab a quick word from that. Firth is one of the 2 drivers that managed to cop a stop go at the start of this qualifying. So you got us on comms here, Nick Firth.
Oh, hello, how are you?
Well, mate, not so bad, not so bad. A little bit of a visit to the stewards there, opening lap.
Yeah, I got to have a talk to the mechanics, mate. They've done something with the wheel here, so I don't know what's going on. So I drove out, and normally the pit limiter's automatically on, but it was clearly off, so I discovered that. But you know, got to take the good from the bad, and I haven't done any pit stop practice, so now I have.
Yeah, and clearly Gunther Rowe's steering wheel manufacturers maybe the same outfit as yours, because
oh no, I think he just didn't see the lights,
the red light.
Yeah, the red light. I think he forgot about the old green light at the end of the pit. So
Fair enough.
he might need to go to an optometrist.
Yeah. Good call. Hey, look, mate. Look, you've still got plenty of time out there.
Yes.
Go well tonight, Nick. We'll be watching, mate.
That's all right. I can get a lot down in 5 minutes, boys. So let me see what I can do.
Okay, let's
Davo.
leave
All right,
it to
all
it.
right, mate.
J-Man, there you go, a little bit of an insight there. And look, just these are the little 1% of things we talk about all the time. You know, it's not only just the pit stops, is it, J-Man, but even just a little detail like that, just getting that making sure that pit limit is on or the light is actually green. Sorry, Gunther. You know, just it can sort of probably rattle you a little bit as you run into qualifying, and then, you know, maybe might carry on throughout the evening. So yeah, look, it's critical to get this stuff right, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, it is 100%. And look, these guys, you know, well versed in this whole procedure, and something like that, you know, two guys as experienced as Gunther Rowe and Nick Firth will bounce back from that, and they'll lay down a couple of following laps. Just picked up on the chat there, Mr. Average Isaac, Mr. Isaac Ichikawa tuning in. G'day guys, how we going? Ready to join you guys whenever we'll mate. You know, no time like the present, buddy. If you've got the ability, come and join the lads, mate. Just don't eat the peanuts.
Just jump on in. I've just got to see if I can find him here in the Discord. I can't even see to drag him into the comms booth there. But yeah, very much welcome once again, Isaac Ichikawa. If we can get you some access into the booth here, that would be awesome.
Absolutely. Just jump on down here somewhere, mate. If we see you, we'll drag you in. But this one will be an absolute banger.
Get as close as you can. Get as close as you can to us, and we'll get you in here, bro.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, I've got a message here.
Okay, here we go, J-Man. Let's introduce once again Mr. Isaac Ichikawa to the comms booth. Welcome addition, J-Man, a couple of weeks ago, and once again here tonight. Welcome aboard, Isaac. You got your ears on, my friend.
Hey guys, how you going?
Excellent.
Mate,
welcome
and
back.
so where's the call coming from tonight, Isaac?
Oh, yes.
Are you back in the land of the long white cloud, or are you somewhere abroad?
Close enough to the land of the long white cloud. I'm in Brizzy tonight, so you know what we say about Australia and New Zealand. We're like brothers, so you know, close enough.
Bris Vegas it is. Good stuff, mate. Hey, look, we just not sure if you got the pickup there, but both Gunther Rowe and Nick Firth having to trundle through pit lane in this qualifying session as Matty Clark goes to the top provisionally. But geez, that would upset you, wouldn't it, a little bit?
Yeah, definitely, because then you've got, you know, when you go out of the pit box, you're pretty much ready to go. Your headspace is in, you know, I'll get the tyres in a working window, and then when you've got to come through to the stop and go or drive through, it's kind of can upset your headspace a little bit. So hopefully the boys can get back into a window where they can focus on what they need to do to get the job done tonight in qualifying.
Yeah, Gunther Rowe bounced back, not too bad, P4. However, the times there really close between Maklos, Marnie, Gunther Rowe also. So those three there really trading over who's going to be the best of the rest to join. Maybe Matty Clark on the front row, because he's got a nice little 8/10 at the moment over the field. So we did see Gunther Rowe with a whole lot of pace at official practice tonight.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to see how this one falls, but as I was going to mention, a lot of cloud cover.
Yes.
Isaac, what's your thoughts? We may or may not see a little bit of rain tonight.
It would be nice if we saw some rain. You know, throw a bit of a spanner in the works, as they say, but not always what the drivers would like. You know, I'm sure the drivers would like an easy, full dry race. You know, it's one less thing to think about.
Yep, fair enough.
But as a viewer, you know, we love to see a little bit of rain.
We do.
But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it plays out.
So just looking at the timing as we speak.
Yeah, eyes on Nathan Bewley at the moment in the Lexi. at the moment. Look, down in 10th provisionally at the moment, and with only a little over 50 seconds to run, he's really got to get his thumb out and get cracking here as he rounds the final corner.
A couple of personal bests, Davo.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so sees himself in the mix there, guys,
Well,
with an
there you
8-0.
go. There you go.
So still a better part of just under 8 tenths of a second to make, and that's you know, it's a big lap. Anything over 2 minutes on a lap, you know, an 8-tenth margin sounds like a lot.
Well,
but, hey, look, there's a lot to gain and lose on a circuit this big.
He did have himself on the front row there with Matt Clark until the man that we were just talking to, Nick Firth, just pips him to put the car, the Aston Martin, on second next to Matt Clark. A great work from Nick Firth, one of those guys that got one of those early infringements there as they rolled out of the pit lane in qualifying. So yeah, nice work from Firthy there. Bewley still out on track. Crossy, provisionally fourth. At the moment in the number 43 official Sim Blacks Aston Martin guys, so doing a step. Costas Makalos, another one to follow tonight, as is Joseph Barney, Gunther Rowe, and the like. So there's a few guys up here which we have seen some outstanding efforts from over the past few weeks. So yeah, hard to know where to look. I mean, apart from Matty Clark, who we know is probably going to just morph into another time zone. But yeah, the rest of that lot, definitely, this is going to be a great one. I think Circuit of the Americas, although it looks pretty simple on paper, can be quite technical as a driver.
Yeah, big number in the middle sector for Nathan Bewley. He's about to finish this lap off. In the meantime, Costas Makalos there just goes
into second.
A little better.
Yep.
Yeah, in there with the 7-4. So Matty Clark dropped the number again to a 6-9. And there you go, Bewley now goes in there with a 7-3, so that'll be it. Just trying to scroll through my data, boys, just to see who is still out there. I think Perko just come across the line, P9. Gunther Rowe just about to cross the line.
Yep.
P8.
Just maybe trying to get a little bit of vision for Isaac if he doesn't have it there. Sorry, Isaac.
Yeah, cheers, Dave. Oh, thanks, mate.
You got that running?
Yeah, mate.
Perfect. Okay, so who do we have out on track? I think that's it. J-Man, that is a wrap on quali. Now, let's just quickly get a look at the points. Up in front of us there, J-Man, I'm not sure whether you got the points there. Matty Clark clearly with a bit of a lead on the rest of the field with 240 over Harry Lawrence with 203, and then steadily as we go, Nathan Bewley, Costas Makalos, Gunther Rowe, who's actually pretty close to Joseph Marnie, who has done a stellar job over the last couple of weeks as well. Pete Dawson in the top 10 in 7th position. Robbie Mitchell, Nick Firth, Chris Fraser rounding out that 10. Then Sam Carson, Steve Crossland, Doug Dale, Hayden Teggs, Lee Perkins, Ken Worcester, and the man in the comms walk tonight, who's not going to gain any points. Well, he's going to gain some points with the comms guys, but
yeah, so he's going to gain points with us.
Yeah, it's in 17th position at the. We are at Circuit of the Americas, we're around 7 here. We will quickly thanks Sim Blacks for being on board once again in 2026 with the Rainlight Racing peeps here. Always. Supporting local communities, NZ and Australia, and with a giveaway once again at the end of this season. So good on those guys. Big shout out to Stefan and the boys over at Sim Blacks. Ladies and gentlemen, quick little break here as the boys just reset themselves. What will be going through their heads here, guys?
Yeah, well, Isaac's probably a candidate for that one. Isaac, fuel, energy?
Yeah, a few things. You know, they depending on where they qualify, they might actually change up how much fuel they take, or energy, VE or fuel. Check the tyres, change the tyres from qualifying set to race set. And then, like we were discussing a couple of weeks back, you know, quick toilet break, settle the nerves, you know, get comfortable, because once you're in your sim rig, you know, you can't go anywhere. So full focus for the boys.
Full focus, exactly.
Yeah, nice. And with that, you know, just so for the viewers or anybody out there that doesn't partake in this platform, so yeah, that's a manual selection in between qualifying and race. Isaac, you do have to ensure that you've got your race tyres on.
Yeah, generally, if you qualify, if then you don't go back into the setup tab in game and change the tires from qualifying set to race set, you generally will start then on your qualifying set, and your fuel will be what your fuel and VE you chose for the qualifying, if you understand what I'm saying there. So if you don't change your fuel and VE, you might only have 7 laps, which is what you may have set for qualifying. So it's very important that the guys change a couple of things before the race starts. So they're probably just making sure that what they may have practiced throughout the week as to how much fuel and VE that they need, they put into the car for the race.
Yeah, definitely. And just picking up on one of the comments, I think from Teggles there, yes, 0 degrees on the track temps. I'm not sure whether that's a bug in the game. I'm also getting that on our data as well. But
yeah, that is on the data.
These guys will be well focused, like you just alluded to, as the boys roll away here. 1 hour and 15 minutes of goodness on a Monday night with MATCHFIT Entertainment and the Rainlight Racing boys in LMU. Series 12 here, these guys. And we are at Circuit of the Americas.
One thing be interesting here tonight, boys. Sorry, Davo, will be obviously out of 11 down to 12 will be the performance, the straight line performance, and I'm going to pick on the likes of Nathan Bewley tonight and Costas Makrolos to what these guys stack up like when they exit out of 11 and they go for that big run down to turn 12. There's, you know, a lot of engine required at that part of the racetrack.
Absolutely. Even as these boys have got a green flag, and it is go, go, go with this first massive elevation change, like you mentioned there early in the details there. And we will get out of the in-car of, I think it is Gunther Rowe here, as these boys run up to 1. And tricky little...
Bewley brave and does it round the outside of Matty Clark.
Amazing
That's a big
stuff.
move.
Yeah, great move by Bewley there.
Getting it done, using the big brakes on the taxi to get it done. Matty Clark in tow. Costas Makrolos sitting in 3rd. Nick Firth holding firm.
A big look on Firth, Davo. Gets hit by Gunther.
And Marnie won to watch. Crossy, and then Worcester jumping in the Mustang, and he's in the box seat here. He's got a good view of what's going on in front of him here with Crossland and Marnie.
Deep in 11.
Much respect from all of the drivers there. There's a couple of very big stops there and some tight corners. All the boys navigating that nicely. So far, run down this huge back straight here. Nathan Bewley, early move on Matty Clark, getting it done. Here we go. There is Crossy past Marnie. So good clean start from all.
And already Matty Clark's going over, under on Nathan Billy. Wants to get this done early. We've seen before. We'll watch Isaac, you'll be one to think about this as well. The energy burn. You know, we know how efficient Bewley can be. We know how inefficient the Aston at the hands of Matty Clark can be. And this isn't ideal for him. He's very much used to checking out at the front and making margin before the pit stop. So does he have to alternate his strategy here tonight?
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what happens, J-Man. You know, just like you said, you know, Matt's full blast, you know, when he's driving the car. Whether or not he catches on or he tries to fuel save behind Bewley. I know, you know, as the race goes on, we'll definitely find out. As it stands, it looks like Bewley's still got more VE than Matty Clark. So yeah, keep your eyes on what happens up the front with these two, because I'm sure, you know, they're going to be glued together as the race goes on, as we both know.
Yeah, look, yeah, we would expect so.
1% over one lap. That's you know, if that trends the same way. Obviously, we don't quite know what the starting numbers were, but 1% is what I'm reading out of one lap. 3.9 last lap for Nathan Wood, 4.7% for Matty Clark. That's a big number, guys. It's
exactly,
you know.
exactly, and especially if you times that by, you know, let's just say 25 laps,
Yep.
or 22 laps on average.
Yep.
You know, that's a big margin. You know, we saw last week at Sebring with fuel saving and energy saving. Matt unfortunately got jumped by Lawrence, so you know, we know it can happen. So
Yes.
it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Oh, big battle with Nick Firth.
Look,
Crossland.
we have been getting eyes on this, and it's been flashing up on my data a little bit here, because there has been several moments of contact between the Firth car and the Grillo Racing car here. Everybody's still pointing in the right direction, but man, that is a fierce battle over the bonnet of Steve Crossland. I think Firthy just goes, mate, it's all yours. Quick flash to the headlights. Gunther.
It's guerrilla warfare down there at the moment.
It absolutely is. So clearly some pace in the Guerrilla Racing Porsche there. Looks like Crossy lining up for his crack at it as well. Firthy with a great start. Quite often we see Firth does not start quite so quickly. That car definitely warms into the session a little bit, but yeah, he's definitely working hard for his position as we speak right now.
Pete Dawson with some overlap there, guys, on Hayden Crossland as well. So big look up this 30.9 metre rise up into turn one. Gets it done.
He does get it done.
By Pete, making his way through the field as he does. You know, we were talking about Pete last weekend. He's a real gentleman racer, so I hope he goes well.
Lee Perkins lets the rear go to town through the start of the S's and backs it into the wall. Keeps the rear wing on the Lamborghini, but straight back to pit lane and says maybe that's enough of that.
Oh yeah, big off there, J-Man, and into the wall, and that is done and dusted for Lee Perkins now, and the race continues. Nathan Bewley leading the way over Matty Clark. That, just watch that space. The boys have been talking about it. The VE and the way these cars sort of warm into the session will be critical. Is the Costas Makalos Lamborghini in the background with a little bit of overlap. Actually, good stop from Makalos down the end of the straightaway there. A little bit of overlap on the Aston Martin, so under threat from Makalos. Something for probably to focus on other than Bewley out in front there. Gunther Rowe, after sneaking past Nick Firth, has made a reasonably healthy gap pretty quickly over the last lap and a half already. Firthy's got his hands full though with the likes of Steve Crossland and Joseph Marty in the background. We did call Ken Worcester right in amongst it as well, still holding down 8th position. Dawson in and Hayden Crossland in, rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, so good battle here, and I just was watching Jose, and look, Porsche, I think maybe just it's not as good down the straights. Looks to be carrying a fair bit of aero, but really comfortable in the S's. Really needs to stay in the draft of Steve Crossland and Nick Firth right now, just to stay with these boys and play to that car's strong suits, which I believe is in this more flowy, tighter stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
They are now.
Yep.
Just worry about the Porsche's performance in a straight line, but you can just see him here starting to range back up on the boys at the back end of the S's here. The car does look good at change of direction time. Gets right back on these boys.
And just remembering, like Nick's sort of in a little bit of defensive mode, and obviously Crossy in attack mode, so they're sort of a little bit offline, which is allowing Joseph to hang with him there. Like you said, he's really got to stay in touch here, because when they get around this pinchy little left-hander here at the top of the hill, before they run down this, look at this. This is a runway length straightaway, isn't it?
Yeah, and you just see these guys just putting car length or two on down the straight. He is tucked underneath the wing of Crossy's, but he's not making any inroads at all. And I'll tell you what, something else that come up on my radar is Matty Clark with a real run this lap on to the back of Nathan Bewley again. So not sure whether Bewley maybe had a little mistake up into turn one, but Matty Clark is all over him again, and that gap had stretched out a little bit, but it's closed right back up again now.
Oh, look what is going on in the background here. Ken Worcester. Hayden.
Yep.
Let's see if I can get a replay on this. A little bit of a snaggy replay here at the moment with this new software. But get a load of this lot. Oh, yeah. Hayden in amongst it. Ken in amongst it. Who else is there? I think it's Fraser and Mitchell as well.
Robbie Mitchell,
they're all having a crack at it, J-Man, and that is not going away anytime soon. As we see Worcester back out in front over Hayden. Hayden ducking to the inside there, blocking the run of Fraser. What's going up?
Maybe a move from Crossland on Firth. A big lunge down into one. If Firth can live on this outside line, we've seen it work down into the first of the S's, down into two here. Crossy's going to live on the outside. It's going to leave Firthy high and dry for this next phase. He's going to have to let it happen. Oh, Crossy with a big wiggle. Nick gets out of it. Has to cut across the track. That'll be an unwelcome track cut, that one.
Yeah, look, really did have to take evasive action there, though, J-Man, with a little wriggle from the 43 car.
And look at your old mate Jose there. Isaac right in the wings, ready just to bounce.
He's ready to rock.
Yeah, Jose's always ready to go.
Oh, here we go.
Speaking of Jose, it looks like he's going to get the move possibly done on Firth, but Aston Martin, as we've seen earlier, it's very quick down the straights, so hopefully Jose can just tuck in behind Firth and just wait for a possible mistake from Firthy, which we don't see very often, but with pressure from behind, you never know what could happen.
Look,
so keep an eye on Jose and Firth, eh?
Oh, definitely. And Firth covered all the way down the straight there. Like, he was sat mid-track all the way down the straight where he literally gave Jose nowhere to go. So, yeah, look, the mind games.
Mind games always.
Already, yes.
And speaking of Jose and Clark, actually, they did the Sebring 4-hour and they won their split. So just a quick shout out to Matty Clark and Jose. So well done, boys.
Great pairing.
Hell yes.
Very quick driver and Matty, and then super safe pair of hands and Jose. His performances of late have been exceptional. Obviously, we did have the luxury of interviewing him because we knew that podium was coming. So and he's right in the hunt at the moment. Just looking at the energy, Nathan Bewley's doing a great job. He's just dropped down 80% there, but he was probably one of the last to do so. So that car looks efficient at the front.
It does, and under plenty of pressure, as we saw Clark with a little bit of overlap running up into one there. So, yeah, working hard. The money is Bewley here.
Interesting, the energy, Isaac, for those two plateaued out.
Is it equal
Yeah,
at the
it's
moment?
kind of
They're both.
pedoed out. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, 3.5% last lap each. Last 5 lap average for both of them, 3.8%, sees them both on 80%. I think probably still a 0.5% goes in the favour of Nathan Burley, but I just wonder
think
whether
that-
Matty Clark's proximity is just allowing him just to let off here and there.
oh, quite possibly.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe he's just letting off the throttle, rolling into the corners. You know, if he does have similar VE to Bewley when they come into pit, you know it's going to be them two the whole race. There's going to be no let off between the two of them, which, hey, great racing for them, great racing for us viewers, which is what we come to watch.
Exactly. Marnie continues to attack the back of Firth after Crossland sneaking past there at the start of the last lap. So Nick's got to stay focused here. We saw both him and Rowe with slip-ups in qualifying there, both having to roll back through the pit lane. Rowe unfazed by it. Rowe again actually finds himself, and we see this quite often with Rowe, finds himself in this clean bit of air in the pack where he's just able to circulate and hit his marks. And that Porsche looking quick again tonight. You can see clearly in camera shot there, those boys not too far up in front of him there, and Crossy not too far behind either. So, plenty going
Tell
on.
you what, I reckon Pete Dawson, if he keeps going the way he's going, just came across at the 2:08.8 versus Marnie's 9:1. I believe, somewhere around there. I'll have a look at the data. Yeah, so Pete Dawson's starting to close in on Nick Firth and Joseph Marnie as well. So that's going to be a nice little three-way we're going to get to witness there, boys.
Yeah, for sure, it definitely will be. And Warren saying in the chat that Hayden Crossland's out, so I'm not sure what happened to Hayden there. Whether he spun on his own or had contact with another car. It'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Early pick up on the throttle there for Matty Clark. I was just watching them come out of 11 there, and just the way he apex that corner just really allowed him to pick up that throttle early. Just going to try and watch the throttle trace as we come down into 12 and see if he gets out a little earlier. Yeah, definitely rolling out earlier, and then maybe just cadence breaking that thing in, Isaac, like you mentioned, just making a little bit of energy on the way into the corner.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like he's getting off the throttle and just letting the car coast in, which over the period of what it says it's going to be 35 laps. So over the over 35 laps, that's going to make a huge difference in the way of VE.
Yeah, so he's already 0.5 to 0.75%, maybe, yeah, about 0.5 to 0.75% better off than Bewley now. So a little bit of work gone into this, I reckon, for Matty Clark, because we've talked to him plenty about this, and he said that it's not his forte. He's got some work to do on seeing what that looks like. So all of a sudden, he's really just stepped things up with this managing this energy situation, sitting in second place, which he's not accustomed to.
Yeah, for sure. He actually said earlier in the week that he wasn't aware of the system that we have in the game. We can actually set how many laps we want to say fuel by, so +1 lap, for example. And on the dash, the lights will come up purple. When they flash purple, that's when it's time for you to get off the throttle. So in the car, we actually have a system that'll show us when we need to be on the throttle, off the throttle. So possibly he's following that, which is always makes it a bit easier when you've got a little bit of guidance on when to lift and coast.
And I suppose when the heat of battle, you just totally disregard that light.
True. Or it depends. You might have one eye looking at the dash and one eye looking ahead.
Yeah, 3.9% last lap for Bewley, 3.5 for Matty Clark. Just really says that Bewley is now in that position, right? He is literally hammered down, trying to make the most of it, and we have got word there from in the chat box that Matt officially has learnt to fuel save. He worked on it for the 4 hour he did with Jose. And hey, look, you know, kudos to him. You know, it's probably not an easy thing to train yourself to do when you're used to going flat out all the time. So, well done.
Yeah, and g'day, Albert. How you going? Hope you're keeping well, mate. Want to see you on the track again one day soon.
Yep.
In all of that action, we had, and I did call Gunther Rose sitting in a nice clear bit of air in that top group of cars. They're currently running in 4th position provision. So Gunther Rose slowly reeling the Guerrilla Racing Porsche in, and it looks like only a matter of time, maybe only just a couple of more laps. And look at the gap Crossland has on PD there.
PD moved forward too, mate. PD
he's actually come past. Let's see if we can pick that up.
Firth and Marnie. Yep.
A little bit of a snuggie. Just bear with us. There you go. Here we go. Here is what happened to Nick Firth there. So Nick Firth. Oh, here we go. It's a tag with Marnie there. So Marnie pulls over to redress with Firth. Just picking that up on the replay there, and it allows, so PD passed both of them there, J-Man.
Yep.
So, right place, right time. Unfortunate, obviously, for Marnie and Firth. That hence the gap between Crossland and the rest of the field. Crossy, though, that does not change his progress. The forward momentum that he's got in that Aston Martin, and again, even closer to the Porsche as they run on this back straight here. And we've been talking about the straight line speed of some of the cars over the Porsche. And again, Gunther, we're well aware of that. And be having a close eye on the mirrors and the data to watch Crossy gain. Damn, that thing's got under brakes as well in the Aston Martin. Steve Crossland, famous Crossy. J-Man, look at how close he is now. Tucked under the wing of the Guerrilla racing car.
Yeah, I didn't catch the mile an hour from Steve Crossland, but I know it was 2:54 for Costas Macrolos and around about 2:48 for Gunther Rose. So I didn't quite catch the top speed of the Aston, but there's certainly a little bit on the table there for Costas if it comes down to a drag race between 11 and 12 or up the front straight. I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, that's right, Joe, man. And if there's one person who knows how to defend, it's definitely Gunther. So he will not make this easy for Crossy. That's for sure.
No love lost.
No, that's right.
And these guys, good mates. But the good mate sort of thing just sort of goes out the window when the green flag drops, doesn't it? There's still respect there, but we're racing here. Come on. So
Exactly. That's right.
They look like they're actually gaining on Macrolos as well, just quietly. So Macrolos will be keeping up. Yeah, they're definitely gaining on Macrolos.
Yeah, it looks like they definitely are there, Davo. So it'll be close. Could be a three-way battle. Give it a couple more laps, and
Shortly, yeah.
all three of them could be going for it.
Yeah, well, they'll all be going for third position. No wonder the pace is so hot. These guys vying for a podium position, and well, look, we are just such early days still. Just under, where are we at? Just under 20 minutes through the race. So plenty of racing yet to come. Sorry, J-Man, go.
No, you're right. Still just watching Matty Clark, the attitude of the car and the throttle traces, and he's just literally, he's playing this game now. And you talk about potential, maybe 35 odd laps into this race, they might stop and sort of, I'm not sure. Maybe it's somewhere around 25 to 27, Isaac, somewhere around there potentially.
Yep, somewhere around there.
Yeah, and then, like if he's still making 0.5%, I think that he's made more than that, because he was down on him at the start. So since he started driving the car like this, if he could make 2% and be this close at pit stop time, it could be enough for an overcut situation and then gloves are off situation where these guys can trade. And look, he's got enough pace to stay with Nathan. I just don't know that he's got enough for a 50-50 anywhere. And Matty Clark, I don't think he takes the 50-50 passes. He's literally, if it's on, it's on. If it's not, he'll just roll out of it. So this is a fascinating battle that we haven't got to see for a little while. We saw Harry Lawrence the other week do a clinic job on energy saving in an overcut situation, but this is it. This is live. This is real, and these boys are trading. And you know, as fast as they are going, and believe you me, these guys are running in the low 8s. There'll be some calculations going. Bewley will be wondering what he's got to do here to try and get that energy back. Clarkey be probably pretty happy to sit here at the moment.
Yeah, definitely he will be happy to sit under the wing of Bewley. It's a lot easier to fuel save, obviously, when you're behind someone, because you get the slipstream down the straight.
Yep.
And obviously with Bewley out the front, there's no tow or nothing, so he'll be suffering. Yep.
Just saw it right there, Isaac. 3/4 throttle at 3/4 straight, and then rolled out well early. So he is definitely making energy. Just flicked over to 60%, so it'll be interesting how long it takes before we see Bewley's car. There you go, 59. So he's almost made 1% energy.
It's close still though, isn't it, J-Man?
Yeah, hey, look, 1%. You know, it's still worth something. Yep. Yeah, we talk about, you know, if they're talking about 3 or 4%, it's massive. That's a big net gain in the pit stops. We've seen it before.
Exactly, it's huge win in terms of seconds.
See you, Wally. Have a good night, mate. Cheers for the watch. Catch you next time. Yeah, so fascinating battle. Once again, talked about the Gunther Road trying to chase down Costas Makrolos. That is currently still sitting at that 1.2 to 1.3 seconds. So it's kind of static at the moment. Crossy in there as well. He's about 6/10 behind Gunther. So very much it is what it is. Pete Dawson's got a long way to go. He's got the better part of 7.5 to 8 seconds to make on those boys.
Yeah. That top 5, they're close though, aren't they?
They are close. They are close. Yeah.
Yeah, look, we are well into this race here, 25 minutes on into this race, and
Run wide there from Bewley. He's going to give an opportunity for Matty Clark just to pressure him as they exit out of turn 9 through the kink at 10, and he is right on him. This could be an opportunity. He could slip it down the inside and say, hey, look, I'll take this. And Bewley might give it up and say, hey, look, you've cost me enough energy. I'm just going to do a little bit of the same back.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking that J-Man, that he'll probably just switch roles pretty much and
looks like he's
behind.
Looks like he's actually attached a tow rope. How close are these two as they run down the back straight there? Doesn't get much closer than that.
Each other love tap there.
Yeah. So close stuff.
And so just that alone was a massive net gain to Costas Makrolos. You can see in the shot there, he is right there. He's literally that margin now, 1.6 seconds from the back of Bewley, 2.2 off the race lead. So, and obviously we mentioned how close Gunther is. He's 1.1. He's actually got that down to a second now. So he gained a couple of tenths that lap. Crosland's going with him as well. Crosland now only 4 seconds off the lead of this race.
Yeah. Yeah, that's impressive. So yeah, he's currently running in 5th. Crossland, 4 seconds is not a lot, is it? And the competition's hot up the point again. Makrolos, he's the meat in that sandwich. He's currently running in 3rd position. He will be watching his back as much as he's watching what's going on up in front there. Because plenty of talent trying to chase him down at the moment in Gunther Rowe and Steve Crossland. So as we just see, it looks like Gunther might have gapped crossing there. Maybe a little bit of mistake from crossing there at the end of the last lap.
Had to reset the throttle, Davo, on the exit of turn 20 at a stage where everybody in front of him was probably picking up the right pedal. He actually was about to run wide and get a track cut, so he just lifted the throttle, stayed inside the confines of the track, and I tell you what, it doesn't sound like a big mistake, but it was enough for those boys in that acceleration zone just to pull away from him. So it takes the smallest mistake when these guys are racing this close just to open the gap up.
Yeah, exactly. Any net margin that we can gain on track there, J-Man, is a welcome advantage, whether it's a little bit of a mistake here and there. It actually can give you quite a good net gain, which is always nice if you've got some pressure from behind.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something we picked up on at the top end of the broadcast, boys, was this temperature thing, and it has stabilised. Air condition is 24 degrees with a, hang on, it's saying track is only 12 degrees. However, it just makes me wonder about tyre pressures, starting pressures, you know, who did what. And why I sort of looked into that was because Chris Fraser, personal best on the last lap of 2:09.1, starting to make good inroads into the back of Joseph Marnie and Nick Firth. So I'm just wondering whether it just took a bit for those tyres to cycle up.
So if we lost Bewley, is Bewley in the pits?
Yeah, it looks like Billy's in the pits.
Oh dear.
Bewley
And literally parked in the pits.
So
Maybe we have to get Bewley on the comms and see what's happened, whether it's a computer issue or crash, because we didn't catch anything on the broadcast. So it'll be interesting.
No, well, we'll grab Nathan down here, and it's a bit of a somber moment when we've got to do this, but you got us on comms, Nathan?
Hey, fellas.
Hey, mate, condolences. Not sure what happened out there, mate. You're in a fantastic bottle. Can you shed a little bit of light for the viewers?
I think I've just crashed.
Yeah, car's in the pits, mate.
Well, disconnected, it's one of them, yeah. Oh, mate, it was going alright, you know, the race. I mean, the temperature's diabolical. Like, I mean, I struggled to get the tyres to temp and qualifying at like 24 degrees, racing like 5, and I literally got nothing. So it's maybe a blessing.
Oh, mate, I tell you what.
yeah.
What a shame. We've got Isaac in the box tonight too, Nathan, and you guys were putting on a hell of a show. It was an intriguing battle going on with the fuel saving that we haven't seen up till now from Matty Clark, and the sheer pace and defensive driving at times that you put on as well. It was looking to be an absolute banger towards the pit stop time, mate. So that's a real shame, mate. So condolences for that. That is the internet things, I suppose.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I don't think I've ever had like a disconnect and all that, you know. So hey, it's a first. And yeah, the race was going alright. I mean, like I said, I struggled with the tyres. Like they literally, I think, like literally 2 laps before it crashed, it was like I was literally only at like 59 degrees. It was my hottest tyre.
Yeah.
I think like 70 is when they start to get into the working range. So I had like nothing. So it probably looked like I was defending, but I was literally hanging on for dear life.
Nonetheless, mate, it looked good from up here. I think you had the boys and myself entertained big time, because it was looking like a real arm wrestle. So no doubt that the other drivers around there are dealing with the same situation. We just mentioned about maybe somebody took a swing at some tyre pressures. I think the boys start these things pretty low anyway, so I'm not sure where you get to go from there. But hey, look, nonetheless, mate, yeah, that's a shame, man, and we really feel for you. And maybe you could just, I'm not sure whether you're going to try and jump back in, Nathan, or whether you're going to sit this one out and have a watch.
Yeah, I possibly might. I just don't know, like, once you've like disconnected from the server, I don't know if you can actually like get back in.
Give it a crack, mate.
Yeah,
It's
give it
the only way to find out.
a nudge, Nathan. And hey, look, mate, on not so good circumstances, thanks for the chat.
No problem, boys. It happens.
Yeah. So there you go. That is Nathan Bewley. That is a real shame, lads, because we were being treated to a real performance from those two boys up the front.
Yeah, for sure, and it gives Matty Clark a little bit of breathing room. Costas is still, what's that, 1.2 behind Matty Clark, so anything can go there. But yeah, it's unfortunate for Bewley.
And hey, look, at this point of the race, to Isaac and Davo, 15 laps in of a predicted 35. Just scrolling through the energies, obviously Matty Clark and Costas Makrolos looking quite good on 46%. Gunther Rowe burnt up a fair bit, which is uncharacteristic because he actually does not a bad job normally of managing the VE on these things.
He does.
But for me, the next guy that I was looking at was Joseph Marnie, right? And just think of that. Okay, he's only 1% away from Firth, but he's a couple of percent better off than the likes of Pete Dawson, Steve Crossan and Gunther Rowe. So if it keeps trending that way, he could certainly play himself back into a fight here.
Yeah, definitely. It's not over till the fat lady sings, as they say, and yeah, he's not. You know, he can still see Nick Firth. He's still got the carrot in front of him, so I'm sure he'll be pushing to catch up.
Yeah. So last lap times through for Makrolos was an 8.5. Matty Clark was a 9.1. So it's interesting. He's been released from the battle, which was Nathan Bewley, and a little bit of pace run out. Maybe like Nathan was saying, guys, the guy's really. Oh, Costas Makrolos with a big handful of opposite lock and saves it. Sorry, got interrupted by the action, boys. I was going on a tangent there about tyre temps and pressures, and Makrolos really just displayed how bad it must be out there.
Yeah, great save by Costas there.
And just look what's going on behind him there.
Yeah.
Because
Crossy had to lift mid-corner exit there. Just not to make contact with the Gorilla Racing Porsche Gunther.
Gunther was making it pretty bloody wide, Joe. So no surprise. A master at defensive driving is Gunther Rowe. Again, covers, under brakes. Makes him a little vulnerable on the exit, but nice trajectory there. Just covering it off. Crossland, no room for an Aston Martin there at all. So Crossy,
It'll be interesting to see.
yeah, well, Crossy's going to have to fix the mistake from Gunther, because we know traditionally he's just not going to give him the space, is he?
No, definitely not. He's going to make it very, very hard. He's going to make that little Porsche of his as wide as a bus. So, yeah, not an easy task.
No disrespect to both the drivers we're talking about, but both of them have a little bit of history with snap oversteer late in the race.
Oh, well.
Away.
J-Man, stop it.
J-Man's just kicked him.
Call it as I see it, boys. And Pete Dawson, Nick Firth, it's Joseph Marnie. If they had a crystal ball right now.
There we go. Yes. Fight on.
So J-Man's saying Pete Dawson's going to be P3.
Potential podium for PD. He is a pretty safe set of hands. He's a bit like Joseph Marnie as well. He really puts a foot wrong. He finds his pace and sticks there. At the moment,
He's actually not far behind here. It's only just a quick camera pan. He is actually not far behind. Once past Firthy and Marnie there after a little bit of an incident earlier in the race there. He's just been running in clean air, which is perfect for PD. The guy will hit his marks all day, yeah, look, is he gaining? He is gaining on them, isn't he?
He's gained 3 seconds since I last had a look. Big welcome back to Nathan Bewley, currently 3 laps down on this race now. However, it's going to be classified, which in the grand scheme of the championship is a very smart play from a racer with big racing IQ, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Over the bonnet of famous Crossy's number 43, Simblac's Aston Martin. He can clearly
just back
see.
from the movies, Davo. Sue's just got into the movies. You want to give us an update of how boys doing?
Well, let's just look over the bonnet of Steve Crossan's car. We see Gunther Rowe. We see Costas Makrolos. In the distance is your boy Sue Clark. What movie did you go and see? Hit the thumbs up button while you're here. But look, these boys are going at it once again, and oh, big wriggle from Gunther there in the Porsche. But look, these guys have been so close. I mean, we Bewley out of the picture now, but the top five, what was the top five, so close after 30 minutes of driving, and then obviously we saw Bewley with the disconnection, so bad luck to Dathan. But look, this battle has continued. You can just see front of shot there. That was Matty Clark just running away there. Costas Makalos, Gunther Rowe, and famous Cossie. Hampered that. And look, not to forget, Pete Dawson. He's on his way. He's a little bit late to the party, but he's inbound. Currently running in fifth position, so nice work from all of those boys. Firth, Barney a little bit further behind. Be good to see those guys interact before the end of the race too. Those two cars not too far apart. Pit stops are imminent though, aren't they, boys?
Yeah, absolutely. Out of position, Nathan Bewley in between Pete Dawson now.
Oh, that's Bewley back.
So,
oh,
yeah. So Bewley is back.
Cool.
Nice little carrot though for PD, just to maybe keep that proximity and the visuals going on with that Lexus in front, just to help him. And he just does that just down under 10 seconds, so still trending in the right direction.
Very nice, and we all will applaud Nathan Bewley for jumping back into the server and continuing on. J-Man, we love it when these guys, even, with stuff like that happening to them, unforeseen issues, these guys just jump back on, like they're here to have some fun and get back in and have a wrestle, have a skid and enjoy the night.
Definitely easy to just hang up the helmet.
It can be.
6% difference on Matty Clark to Gunther Rowe and around about 5% on Matt Kralos. Says that come pit stops, Gunther Rowe could be in a spot of trouble compared to the front two. There's only about one and a bit percent between himself and Crossland. But for me, once again, looking at the Nick Firth, the Joseph Marnie, 35%, he is the most efficient car out there at the moment. He's got a bit of time to make up. He's 20 seconds off the lead of this race, 2.3 seconds off the back of Nick Firth. But still a couple of percent better than Nick Firth. I still think there's good things to come for Jose at the back end of this race if he can keep his rhythm going.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen how powerful the pit stops can be, especially if you've been fuel saving and VE saving a little bit. Wondering if Jose is just going to try and pip Firthy in the pits, or if he naturally just drives not more cautiously, but a little bit more off throttle, and then
to make it work. Yeah.
Saving.
Yeah.
VE. Yeah.
Either way, I mean, it's just like the cars are close. We saw them battling pretty fiercely earlier in the race, and I mean, this is the time where we start to try and make these calculations and go, well, okay, what's it going to look like after a quick pit stop? And we are soon going to find out. What are you thinking? Where are we? Lap 19, viewers.
So Sue just saying in the chat that Jose is learning to fuel save, so maybe he's just taking this as a not a practice run, but he's just taking what he's learned from the weekend and putting it into a rain light racing race, which is good to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we heard similar comments about Matt's fuel saving practice as well, didn't we, earlier in the broadcast, in the chat box earlier in the broadcast as well. So yeah, a couple of boys out there maybe changing their style up a little bit, or their, the way they're racing these cars here tonight at Rain Light Racing to suit the conditions. Awesome stuff. Where are we time-wise? We are lap 19, just about to run across the line. It is a little over 33 minutes to run. So, what are we going to expect this pit stop? Next couple of laps?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're in between 7, I would say.
Yep.
20 to 27.
Yep.
Yeah, and I can't help but think now, obviously, at the expense, obviously, of Burley's disconnect there. What a pivotal moment in the championship this could be. Round 7 of 10, lads. And Matty Clark looking to grab, all things going well, a big handful of points, obviously with an absent Harry Lawrence. And obviously a wounded Nathan Burley here tonight. Chris Fraser currently sitting in P8 as well. So just, you know, what that might look like post-race here tonight for Matty Clark, heading towards, you know, what we'd deem as the championship rounds. This one could be a big turning point in the championship for what's been a real battle throughout these first 6 rounds leading into this one.
Yeah, for sure. Matty will be able to, you know, relax a little bit, not have to think about the championship points as much, and just, you know, do what he does best, and you know, just concentrate on his driving. You know, he's a very good driver. We've got very, very good drivers, and it's just unfortunate that Harry Lawrence prefers to play football than jump on the sim. And
come on.
I know.
I know, right? You know, come on.
Yeah, just when we thought we'd have a great championship battle, Lawrence is like, you know what? I'm going to jump out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, mate. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Maybe can we get them to shift the football to Tuesday nights or something?
Come on, someone needs to write a check here. You know.
Write in a complaint, be like, look, it's just not working.
We'll send him an email as a neighbour going, oh, the noise is too much. You're going to have to shut that stuff down.
Build some houses around the stadium. Still going good here for Matty Clark, guys. Does have a 1.8 second lead over Costas, and importantly as well, he's got a little bit of coverage with the VE pit stop time. He's got a couple of % now over Costas there, so just that I guess that becomes, for these experienced guys, a little buffer zone in the pit lane. They've still got to do all the things correct as they come in and out. However, it just gives you that little bit of comfort to be able to get things right. We heard last week there was a little bit of a hiccup for some of these guys on the predictives with the energy by way of somebody crossing the line and going one more, which left some guys very, very close to running out. So some fuel saving required at the back end. Matty Clark won't have that issue because he is going to be the first guy across the line on that pit stop lap, and potentially on the final one, all things going well. So Gunther Rowe still got the pressure on, boys, on Costas, and Croston's not going anywhere at this stage of the race.
So it looks like the gaps sort of stayed the same. Looks like they're actually sort of catching Costas there by the looks of it. So it'll be interesting to see. You know, you can actually gain quite a lot of time, not in the pit stop itself, but coming up to the pit stop, how brave you are on the brakes. You know, do you want to possibly get a drive through? Do you not? Do you play it safe? Do you want a repeat of last weekend? It's like, oh dear.
Yeah. It's that gamble, running up to the control line. Oh,
Yes.
how deep can we go?
How brave am I feeling today?
That's right.
What is that? Nathan Burley with a drive-through. So the pain, so that's potentially, is that a track limit issue? Get a drive-through.
I would suspect so. We're just getting a replay on it now, and look, the car, well, he's not crashing, so I suspect getting a drive-through there actually just slowed a little bit down. So I'm sure that came up on his screen and it just went, oh, bugger. So, what do we got? Jocelyn and Gunther Rowe showing up on my Delta, and it is Gunther Rowe with a big slip coming out of the S's there. Crossy up beside him on the replay there. And Crossy still with overlap. Damn, that was close. We'll just let that replay continue for a little bit longer. So great battle. The crack starting to appear.
So what are those percentages for those boys? Crossland 17, Gunther Rowe 15. So that's just dropped to 16 for Crossland. I'm just watching the numbers there. So both on relative. Crossland 3.5% last lap, 3.9 for Gunther Rowe. Both on a 3.8% average. The good average out there still once again is Jose out there with a 3.4% 5-lap average. That thing, he is driving that to a number, that car. He's got a plan, I think, has Jose tonight. He'll be picking the milestones, and I reckon he's got potentially a scalp here of Nick Firth. What is the margin? Okay, they are basically 4.2 seconds difference, I think, on corrected order, 4 to 4.2. So that might be tight because he's only a couple of percent better off. Hang on, what is he? He's 4% better off. So I would say he's in. He is definitely in the threshold there to be able to.
And what's the gap there actually between those two? Just trying to look at that on my
4.2, 4.1.
4.1. Okay, and 4% in the VE difference as well. So
Isaac could probably give us a clearer picture on that, but I think based on history, I think that'd be enough to overcut him.
Yeah, if not overcut him, he's going to be right on the rear wing of Firth there. Also depends how quickly they go into the pit before they
yeah, of course.
How brave
the white
they are.
line.
Yeah.
The aggression factor.
Yes.
Okay.
But looks like he might be able to jump Firthy, but be one to keep an eye on, eh?
Absolutely. Ken Worcester doing a good job out there, currently P10, circulating in the Mustang, and he has got a best of a 210.7. So last lap round was a 210.9, so he is certainly staying inside his predicted pace at the moment, so not a lot of fall off.
And Ken actually qualified reasonably well too, and was right in the thick of it in the early stages of the race there. So nice work from Ken.
Yeah, Ken will be happy with a P10, that's for sure. He's he always shows up and does the races, so hats off to you, Ken.
I reckon Crossy can sniff a podium here, boys. Got a couple of percent better off than Gunther Rowe, and he's right on him.
Yeah, look at Crossy. Oh God, J-Man, I don't want to talk about it too much.
Don't jinx it.
Hang on, like, I'm going to talk about it, but I'm not going to put him on camera, right?
I've got him on camera, mate.
Crossy.
Here he goes.
Oh,
straight in the lane,
no.
aggressive in.
Come
Oh,
on,
it
Crossy.
looked clean. Oh, and he gets him down
Well
speed.
done.
That was efficient. That was very, very well done. You talk
Great
about
job,
that,
yeah.
Isaac. You talk about, you know, the accuracy on the way in. Obviously, the way out's probably a lot easier than the entry, but it's going to be interesting.
And that can shave off a couple or like a second or two, depending on how safe you are going into the pit lane. But yeah, as we saw there, great stop or entry into the pit lane.
That was brave, as we're just picking up on the replay there, guys.
Yeah.
And Crossy now rolling out in the official Sim Blacks, number 43, Aston Martin. Famous Crossy at the wheel. Look, and we were just going to start discussing, you know, where the Gunther Rowe Steve Crossland battle was going to land. And there he is into the pit lane. Crossy has looked very solid. The Aston does quite often look like it's trying to kill him. Not so much tonight. Looking extremely fast. Gunther, Gunther looking very quick as well. But both you and I, J-Man, know the cracks can appear towards the end of the race with both of these guys. So it'll be interesting to see how they land. Okay, we're going to take the cameras off famous Crossy, just quickly. We're going to give Gunther Rowe equal airtime.
Yeah, well, I reckon this will be a push lap for Gunther O. This one
Well-
will be a critical in lap for him.
Yeah, so do you think he comes in now? He needs to come in now, doesn't he?
No, he doesn't have to.
He's got one more in it.
No, he's got one more in the tank, and should he choose to do that, if he's got the pace,
Yep.
he may well do that.
Yep.
You know, we're going to find out very, very shortly.
We are extremely... He's going to go again. There you go.
Goes again, and I think that's a smart play, Isaac. You know, he's going to run that thing right out. This is the overcut situation that he's looking for now.
Yeah, and a good clean
Exactly,
lap
yeah.
determines that, doesn't it? Like you were saying, that lap was critical, wasn't it? If he got a good, clean, quick lap on that lap, that's the time to stay out, isn't it? If it's a bit snaggy, then maybe go in, yeah?
Yeah, look, he ran a 9.2.
these outlap. Yeah, he's pushing hard. It's like a qualifying lap almost that you've got to do
Yeah.
to make sure that you cover off the guys coming early so you don't get jumped.
Car definitely looks solid. The only time actually Gunther has looked a little rattled tonight was when Steve Crossland was right under his wing and was well under pressure. So solid effort. Cost us Mac a loss in the pink Lamborghini. No such problem. We've seen with a couple of little wiggles throughout the race. Nothing too bad. You can just see back a shot there, or front a shot. Let's try and get a camera on him there. Matty Clark, he's so fast. So hard to keep the cameras up to him. Matty Clark there down at the back straight there. Still in the race as we start going into this pit stop phase of the race. We are starting to wind it down. 20 minutes to run here. Round 7, Circuit of the Americas. For Rainlight Racing's 2026 LMU Series, proudly sponsored and broadcast to you by MATCHFIT Entertainment. Davo, J-Man, and once again tonight, Isaac Ichikawa. Thanks for being on board once again. Isaac, awesome stuff.
Of course, guys, thanks for having me in the hot seat again with you boys. I really do appreciate it. It's great to be up here. Great insight of what you guys do behind the scenes. You know, it's not as easy as just chucking on the broadcast and away you go. So take my hat off to you guys.
Mate, it's a lot of fun, and it's always a pleasure to have you on board, mates. And you know, there's probably none better than yourself. You know, very much a up to date, a current driver. So your understanding and appreciation of what these boys are doing is amazing.
Well, wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely. Gunther O in the lane, boys.
It-
Sorry, I did
Yes.
pick up on that. Yep.
Yeah, so Gunther O in the lane there, as is Nick Firth just sneaking in there as well. Who else we got? Somebody else just jumped in there. I think that would Marnie too, covering off.
Yep. So here comes Crossland out of turn 20, up the front straight. Gunther O still not even off the pit limiter yet. Here comes Crossy. I reckon this will be close. Crossy through, no problem. Sweeps across the nose, gets it done down into turn 1. That is a net gain through pit stops there, boys.
Yeah, great job by Crossy. Hopefully, for viewer sake, Gunther can put some pressure on Crossy and get a good battle towards the end of the race. 20 minutes to go, so anything can happen.
So these pit stops, just to just make a little bit of clarity for us and the viewers at home, purely just going in for fuel on those stops. Isaac, no tyres required?
Yeah, no tyres required, just fuel. Generally with an hour 15, hour 30 race, your tyres are okay. It's about after the 2 hour 15 when you'll be thinking about changing your tyres, but
Wow,
an hour 15.
That's a long
Nothing.
stint, isn't it? It's. I mean, they are LMU cars. So it's just. But yeah, a couple of hours, you reckon, on a tyre on a track like this?
Yep. Yep. Myself and Bewley, we did the 4 hours of Cota 2 weeks ago, and we double stinted the tyres. So one stint is about what's that? About an hour. So we did about 2 hours on the tyres and had no issue.
Yeah, nice. Just to pick up too, boys, Matty Clark had the energy, come across the line with 7% or thereabouts, across the line for one more lap. Interesting to see Costas Makrolos decided to follow with
well.
4%, knowing that they are burning 3.5% a lap. So that is taking it down to the wire for Costas. He wants to stop on the same lap as Matty Clark.
Yeah, absolutely. Marnie also unstopped, but with, you know, like a reasonably healthy 6.7 or something I might. Yeah, PD just rolling out of the pit lane, J-Man, after a quick pit stop, which had him in third there, I think, for momentarily. But yes, is the pit stop start to equalise. It's going to be close. There's a couple of battles going on here, and until these pit stops are done and dusted, we will not get a clear look at the way this is going to pan out. Even Matt Clark,
Joseph Marnie is the one for me.
He is definitely one to watch, J-Man. He looks like he's got another 2 damn laps in him, right? So awesome work, but I mean, Matthew, we would expect not to be threatened by Costas without a mistake. Literally, we'd have to speed across the control line or not line up on the blocks there in pit lane. But Costas to Gunther Rowe and Crossan, however, is definitely one to watch still, yes?
Yep. Good conservative entry there for Matty. Wants to arrest the speed and does a good job of that. Costas maybe made a little gain there, slightly quicker on the entry. Small gain. So,
yeah, Matty.
How brave do they want to be with the energy here?
Looking over the rear wing of Costas Makrolos, Matt Clark away. Costas already got the engine revved up. He's like, I gotta get out of here. I'll get this thing off the jacks, guys. He revs it up.
Net gain there to Matty, 31% put on board, and slightly, probably a little bit more efficient as well. So obviously less to put on. But Joseph Marnie decided to stay out.
So he leads the race. Like I said, he had another couple of laps up his sleeve at least. He's got 3 points, just under 3% left on my data. Would definitely come in at the end of this lap, I suspect. But nice
Yeah,
work.
definitely. He won't be able to go another lap, but great work by Jose, just showing how well he's been able to fuel save, going 1 lap extra than the rest of the field.
Yeah, and so the fight with Joseph is not obviously the Matt Clarks and the Costas Makrolos, the Steve Crossan and Gunther Rose behind him. It's the Nick Firth that he's racing here, isn't it? So that is the one to watch.
Yeah, and expect them to be somewhere like, I think PD's probably just a step too far.
Maybe,
he's held that similar 10 odd seconds, 11 seconds back to what was Steve Crossan before the pit stop, since now Gunther Rowe ahead of him due to that change there. But I really feel like Joseph's probably looking to try and slot in there between PD and Nick Firth. But I agree with Isaac. I think it is going to be incredibly tight.
Definitely. Look, I mean, without a mistake, I think PD's sort of locked in his position personally. I think he's just in that gap, so.
Yep, he's kind of in what we like to call no man's land.
Which is okay sometimes, isn't it? If it's a reasonable position,
Of course.
Here we go.
I was showing 0% on mine. What's the actual numbers, Davo, for Joe?
0 on mine.
0 point anything?
0.0.
Ooh.
I think on the replay, boys, it shows 0.0, but in the car, it actually might say 0.03 or 0.0 something.
Either way, it was down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen, without a doubt.
Yep.
Who are we looking for? Nick Firth. This is who we're looking for. Where is Nick Firth right now? Track. Coming out of the final corner. And across the line.
Goes away. Trundling down. He had a fairly late. So Firthy well through. Well through.
Well through. Okay, there you go.
He's actually got Fraser
But
and Robbie Mitchell coming up the front straight now. Yeah.
Will he be like... No, his tyres will be fresh. At the start of the car's going to be... Oh, well, he doesn't do tyres. Okay. Will that car be quicker than First in the back half of this... The back part of this race?
Look, I think Firth had a slight edge on pace. I think Jose was probably looking for the strategy play here, and everything that himself and Matty had learnt in the weekend at Sebring is probably, you know, what we saw come to fruition there, and he drove a very measured first stint, and I just think maybe Firthy might have a little bit much pace on board. Firthy last lap round was a 9.5. We won't get a read. Jose's last recorded lap was a 10.5. And then obviously he's got to cycle this car up as well. So I tell you what is a net gain is Matty Clark came in 1.8 seconds ahead of Costas Makrolos. Post pit stops there. It's now looking a lot like 3.4, 3.5 seconds. So good transit through the pit lane for Matty Clark. Yeah, I think maybe by about 2%, so just read that comment.
Yeah, great job by Matty Clark. He's leading the way, and Costa's still not too far behind. You know, all it takes is a little mistake running wide or anything like that in the back of the game. But as we see here, with the row going around the outside of crossing, obviously closing the door.
These two.
Great racing.
Yeah. God, it's about now when you cross, you're thinking, I'm glad this thing's got a big V8 underneath it.
Yeah, exactly.
And look at him, ducking and weaving side to side. Guys, he's going, oh, we covered? We covered. We're okay, you cover, I'll cover. Okay.
Which way are we going? Left,
which
right?
way are we going? Left, right? So good fun. These guys, like we mentioned earlier, great mates.
Yeah, that's right. Great mates, but as soon as you get on track, wouldn't like to say the friendship's done, but you know.
Oh no.
The what's the saying? The BS stops once you're on track, and it's all go.
That's it.
So both fierce competitors, and look, obviously, we're here, sim racing, very competitive boys here, both of them. Gunther, trying to keep that thing tucked well up underneath the wing of Cross. There, he knows he needs to keep that Porsche close to the Aston.
Rossi covering Gunther, looking to go all the way around the outside. Or was it the switchback here? Oh, he's going to get this done.
Move.
Well,
Great move.
How's the punch from the Porsche out of that corner there? It just literally cleared the Aston before that. That's a very short little section of straightaway there to get that done. So nice work from Gunther.
These boys will be having so much fun. I can imagine the grin on their face.
Yeah. And the stakes are high, boys. This is a podium. This is a podium on the cards here. So Gunther looking to try and stretch this right now, and he's going to need every bit that he can make through the twisty stuff, because that Aston has got some serious boogie in the straight line. So
it's not over yet.
No. So Sue just mentioning Matty has a fair few track cuts on board the Aston tonight. So
keep
just
pushing,
needs to
Matty.
be nice and clean for another 9.5 minutes.
Come on. We want the fastest lap before the end of the race, Matty. Come on. Nice work. Thanks for the update, Sue. These guys going at it. Gunther Rowe, Steve Crossland. This is for third position, mind you. This is the minor placings on the podium here. So hence the intensity in this battle right now. Makrolos just enough space between him and what is going on behind him. I'm sure he'd like to be a little bit closer to Matty Clark, but you know, can't get everything. But definitely got a little bit of on Gunther, so, and Gunther and Steve Crossland. Headlights ablaze for most of these boys. They are going. Pete Dawson currently holding down 5th position in no man's land. Nick Firth pipping, well, pretty much just extending his lead, not pipping Joseph in at the pit stop, but just extending his lead that little bit more. I think it's just sheer outright pace from Nick Firth in the Aston Martin here tonight over Joseph. Both with great pit stops. Chris Fraser, 8th position. Robbie Mitchell in 9th. Another Porsche. So Chris, Robbie, Kenneth Worcester in the one and only Mustang out here on the track tonight and doing a stellar job in a freaking awesome looking car. Nice work, Ken. Ken Dugdale as in another Porsche as well. So what have we got going on?
Oh, Jose with a big handful.
He's pushing. He's pushing.
Yeah. He come out of 17, 18 there, and the thing just let go. So those corners been modelled. I think it was off of. I think it's So out of 16 up through 17, 18 has all been modelled off of Istanbul, so their famous turn 8 there, and the car's
the
just
right-handers
loaded
up the hill.
Yeah, right-handed for a long time.
Yep.
And it just disconnected, but I felt like Jose was making really good inroads at that point. I actually felt like the rhythm was coming to him, and I was watching the gap to Firthy, and he was getting it down to the low 3s. It's back out towards 3.8. 3.6 to 3.8, so just watch that space, because I still think he's got a fair bit left on board this thing.
And that's why I asked, you know, like when Joe's come out of the pits there behind Firthy, I just thought, well, is that car quicker? Is there some reason that car can be quicker at the end of the race here?
Yeah, well, I guess the gloves are off. Jose won't be in fuel saving mode now. He did put a little bit much energy in it, I think. Isaac, I think Sue chipped in and said maybe Matt Footy over energized the car on the pit stop and that. Yes, but maybe you can just let this thing loose now and see what it can run. So last lap with the mistake was a 9.8 versus Firthy's 10 flat. So he was still faster with the mistake than Firthy.
Yeah, and that tells you everything that you need to know. So Joe's clearly trying to push and catch up to Firthy and hopefully put a bit of pressure on him in the closing laps of the race.
Tough call for the top comms team. 2 blokes we adore. So yeah, I mean, either one of them fans in our books.
Yeah.
Gunther, how's he going? He's just stretching the margin now. So obviously Crossy may have been holding him up. Yeah, Crossy was driving nice and defensively in that 3rd position at the time, but Gunther with a bit of fresh air, it's just been able to put a little bit of a gap. So heading towards the 2-second mark now.
We're just going to pick up. We're going to pick up on a replay of that overtake there, J-Man, again, because this is critical. And you just look at Gunther. Look at the punch of the Porsche here. I wonder whether Crossland actually rolled out of it just like he knew he didn't have anything left. Gunther was still plenty of vigor and pace in that car, and has literally driven away since, hasn't he?
Yeah, he definitely has.
And it was beautifully set up. It was a textbook move, and just to put the car across the front into the next right-hander was critical as well, because Crossy would have got that car down that gap if it was open, and it would have carried on. So yes, smart play. So Jose, we talked about it. It was 3.6 seconds when I last spoke to you boys about it. It's only been about a half, 3/4 of a lap later, and it's now 1.8. So that may give us an idea. Last lap was an 8.4. And his fastest lap of the race last lap. So if that doesn't tell us that he was in full fuel management mode for the first stint, And that is versus Firthy's 10.091. So
Yeah, just
those
too,
got some pace on.
it's just too late though, isn't it, J-Man? Without a mistake from Firth. Oh, he said, looking over the rear wing of Firthy's car now, and that Porsche's looking pretty big. Like, to be honest.
Yeah,
So,
okay. You make a couple of seconds a lap like he did the last lap, and mate, she's game on.
She's on.
I think this is far from over for Firthy and Jose.
Less than 3.5 minutes to go. Run, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, hit
in the line, so we're going to be 2 more.
Yeah, hit the like and subscribe button and notifications if you're new to the channel. Hit the like button anyway, and support not only MATCHFIT but Rainlight Racing in the process. As this race winds down, there is a couple of battles going on. Well, it really is just here at the moment. I think Cota has definitely got Steve Cross's measure. From at last glance, Matty Clark out in front, Costas Makalos holding down second commandingly. PD in a bit of clean air, but Nick Firth and Joseph Money. This probably isn't over, is it?
Nah.
You know what they say, it's not over till the fat lady sings.
And once again, a 9.6 for Nick Firth plays an 8.8 for Joseph Marnie. So, man, he's got this one and one more to get it done, and he really needs to pull this down to underneath a second by the end of this lap to have any sort of shot on it.
I reckon he's gonna get it easily. Look how
It would have been
close he is
very-
here. Look at how quick he's gone through the S's there.
He's really putting his foot down. It would have been very, very interesting to see if Jose didn't have that mistake where he ran wide.
Oh, true.
To see how much closer he would be.
Yeah, he would have been literally under the wing of that Aston right now, or maybe even past. You know, like he would have been that much closer. But here we go. Nick Firth will be well aware. He will not need to look at his data. He can see that Porsche coming in the rearview mirror.
A tenth and a half down that straight between 11 and 12 for Nick Firth, just by sheer power of the Aston. But you can see what Jose made up under brakes, pulled it down to a second. We talked about the importance if he can get it down to a second. There's that corner again. Jose just leaning on the left-hand tyres there.
This is close.
But he is
This
right
is
there.
close.
Good exit for Jose there. They head up through 17 and 18 now.
What a game. Look at this. That last lap from Joseph is unbelievable. He has literally closed that down to a Porsche sitting under the wing of Nick Firth. And
Great
here we
exit.
go.
Very good exit.
Look at that.
8-8. And he's got the overlap.
Oh, it just blast past him like Firth was looking for a parking spot at the shopping centre. My. There it is, Joseph Marnie
Well done, brother. Nice pass.
into 6th position. Clear pace over Firth in the Aston Martin. Nick literally had nothing there.
I was wondering if Firthy actually let off the throttle early. It didn't seem like Firth had a lot of fight to give to Jose, so it's interesting to see.
It's Firth down to 3%. He's down to 3.6.
Is he conserving?
So, yeah,
That's what I was
potentially.
wondering. It seemed like Jose got by very, very easily without any fight. Not to take away from Jose's move, but just looked like slightly Firthy got off the throttle.
Yeah, because Marnie definitely has VE to spare for the rest of the lap. I thought Nick would as well, but we will focus as we continue to talk about strategy here. We can stop the strategy talk, ladies and gentlemen, because what is the reality is Matt Clark is going to run across the line here and take the checkered flag here at round 7 at Circuit of the because Costas Makos not that far behind him, ladies and gentlemen. Gunther Rowe in third position. Nice work, these boys rocking up. Here we go. Oh, quick photo. Very quick photo finish. Steve Crossland in PD. In fifth, in I think only one of two Ferraris in the field. No, only maybe one Ferrari in the field. Joseph Marty, who we have been talking about in the closing stages of the race. Awesome work. Getting over Nick Firth there for 6th. Firthy in 7th. Chris Fraser rounding out the final corner to take 8th position. Robbie Mitchell in 9th. That is Nathan Bewley, who had a disconnection and has come back into the race there. So out of the position there. But Ken Worcester, big shout out to Ken Worcester, ladies and gentlemen. Qualified reasonably well tonight and was right in the thick of what was clean but very hectic start to this race to bring the big bad Mustang, the Wheels Inc. Mustang over the line to round at the top 10. Nice work. Doug Dale also already in the pits, and Bewley also already. Nice work. Ken Worcester in the Mustang. He's doing a big skid at the end for us, Ken. No, he's going to do a big crash. Okay, we'll just stop that right there. There you go.
Righto.
Ladies and gentlemen, round 7 at Circuit of the Americas. That's a wrap. Where are we now? We're going to drag these guys up in the comms box. J-Man,
Yeah,
who's
look,
first up?
First cab off the rank is Gunther Rowe after a heavily fought battle with his old mate Steve Crossland for a podium. Comes away with the sweets. Gunther, you got us on comms?
Yeah, bro. How you going?
Mate, what a fantastic race, mate. Pretty busy one for you.
Well, it didn't help that Crosby let me out of the pits first, and when I drove past him, I drove through the red light, and I had to do a stop and go before I could even get started. I was like, oh god.
See what
anyway,
he did,
so yeah,
see what he did there. See,
self-penalised, and then Nick didn't do a speed limiter as well, so we were both coming out of the pits like halfway through quali. We hadn't even done a lap yet. So yeah, from what was quite a long way back. And we had a major screw up with the server that it did 0 degrees air temperature for the first, second, fourth, and fifth thing for some reason.
Yep.
It's supposed to be 23 to 24 degrees was what it was, which the middle one was right, but God knows what happened to the other 4 sessions. So I think everybody's a bit panicky just to get the car off the line. Like we had like 1 degree tires when we were sitting on the grid.
Well, we noticed. We did notice.
Tell you what.
Some funky stuff going on there.
Yeah, I'm going to take a screenshot of the. I'm going to take a screenshot of the bloody server settings. I'm like, what the actual hell? Anyway, but yeah, like holy hell, it was good racing of Nick right at the beginning. Like I just had so much grip early on into the corners. Admittedly, I did close when I saw how cold it was. I closed my brake ducts down a couple times, a couple clicks. So I think I just had pretty damn good brakes. And then I sort of no man's land for ages, and then Crosby was all over me, and then we pitted slightly different, and then it was all back on again. So yeah, it was just super entertaining race. It was so good.
Yeah, so a bit of discrepancy between obviously the energy between yourself and Crossy. Saw him just snag you in the pits there, but obviously you talked about brakes and the performance of the brakes tonight, and that was I think the catalyst for the move that we saw late with you with Crossy. Drove right round the outside a couple of times and then made the switch back and then got it done. It was a beautiful move late in the piece to grab that, and obviously we saw you drive away, but maybe Gunther going forward based on what we saw tonight, can the boys expect some cooler conditions from here on out?
Oh mate, it's going to be 0 degrees every fucking race now. Well, we traditionally, I think, like the previous season, we ran pretty cold tracks.
Yeah.
Because it was the first one that we were going to have the hypers in, all that kind of stuff. So we didn't want, like, just to get a bit of a feel of what it was like, not have them too crazy. When I was actually setting up the server, I looked at last year's race, and it was flooded in the qualies, and it rained and I think half the field didn't make it. And I was like, I don't really want to set it up flooded. I was like, I'll just do the air temps and the cloud cover and stuff like this, but not add the rain chance in as much. And then, but obviously, I mean, I honestly don't know. Like, it was supposed to be 23, 24, 25, 22, 23 or something like that was the with just overcast. But sometimes it was so grey, I honestly thought it was about to freaking snow. Like, the cloud was dark.
The snow in Texas, Gunther.
Yeah,
First
ruling.
Yeah.
Well done, mate.
But yeah,
Fantastic
awesome race that was. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out, mate. And look, before we let you go, any sponsors, friends and family want to shout out, mate? It's your shot on the podium.
I don't have any friends. My family don't like me, so I'll just say something to SimBlacks, of course. You guys, are also pretty much a top tier sponsor for us doing the broadcast. So obviously MatchFit's there, and then of course Grozzy for doing his live streams as well, and doing all the bits and pieces there. So I'd just like to say thanks. I'll definitely be. I didn't want to watch the race back last week. It was a nightmare, but I'll definitely watch this one for sure.
Well done, mate.
So, I'm looking forward to it.
At least you're honest, Gunther.
Mate, what a nightmare last week was. It was like, at least I did my nightmare was in the quali, not the race. So yeah, all good.
Good work,
Thanks
mate.
again, guys.
Yeah, if Firthy's got anything to say, he'll say maybe look for a sponsor from Specsavers because he blamed his steering wheel. He reckon you need to see Specsavers.
Mate, I'm wearing my glasses, mate. I've got high def on. I got it all going.
Good stuff. Well done, Gunther.
That's right,
Gunther.
Cheers, boys.
P3.
Nice
Well
work.
done. Costas Makrolos. This is a guy that when he is on the money, and he was on the money tonight. Had the pink Lambo all sorts of hooked up. Really probably drove a pretty unentertaining race from his perspective because he had a lot of sort of fresh air, other than the fact that he did have that Aston Martin of Matty Clark in the distance for a fair bit. Costas, you got us on comms?
Guys, fellas, I'm back again.
Yay.
Mate, bolted on the snow tyres, mate, and looked good out there tonight.
Yeah, closed those brake ducts up 70%, and that just worked the treat.
Mate, ultra fast, very good qualifying session, and then great start to the race. And look, I say that was relatively uneventful, but mate, you had car in front of you all night, and certainly someone behind you, so you had to stay focused.
Yeah, I had to focus a bit, but just watching Matty and his lines and all that sort of stuff, and just you're sitting there just thinking, oh my god, just put a foot wrong somewhere so I can get in there, because I just didn't have the straight out pace on him.
Yeah. Good straight line in the Lambo between turn 11 and 12 though tonight. Looked pretty good. I did watch you a couple of times there, and I think you had at one point the Porsche of Gunther O behind you, and no real threat there, mate. He was particularly good up through the S's and the like, and good under brakes, but yourself with that brake duct closing and then that straight line speed, I don't think there was any threat tonight for P2.
Nah, look, into that turn before the straight, I was using it to lift and coast a lot and save some fuel, because I knew Gunther, even if he got up right behind me, I could still pull away from him on the straight, which was, nice to have a car that can do that.
Yeah, good numbers on the fuel tonight too. We were watching yourself. Obviously, Matty Clark made an adjustment this week with fuel saving, and it ended up being you two best of the field there, other than Joseph Marnie, who was super efficient on his fuel strategy. You look bloody good as far as matching the numbers and the pace with Clarkey. Obviously, we saw a little gap towards the back end there, but mate, you kept him under pressure all the way to the pit stops.
Yeah, after the pit stops there, I had a 4-second gap behind him, and then I managed to close it down to about 1.8 at one point, and that was as close as I could get. He just held it at that, and I couldn't get any closer. It was very frustrating.
Yeah, no, fantastic, mate. Well done once again. It's always a good night if you've got to hang around and have a chat to the boys down here for a P2, and a super consistent lap pace out there as well. Your guys' lap averages were very impressive. So, mate, shout out to you. Opportunity there if you want to shout out any sponsors, friends and family, mate. Well done.
Nah, I'm all good. Thanks, fellas. Thanks for the broadcast. Can't wait to watch it back.
Awesome. There you go, Costas Makrolos from P2. I think I'm going to give the next one, Davo. I'm going to give the next one to Isaac to interview.
Yeah, let's do that.
We'll cue Matty Clark to the comms box. and hand it to Isaac for this interview.
G'day, Matt. Well done on your P1. Great, you showed great pace, and you know, it looked like you learned how to do some fuel saving. So well done on that part, and didn't look like you were going to put a foot wrong. Just unfortunate about Bewley having the disconnect.
Yeah,
but just give us a rundown.
When that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So defended too aggressively into T1 on lap 1, but it was I think everybody was really nervous because of the server glitching out, as far as we can tell. So like I was very hesitant going into T1, not wanting to overshoot, so probably even got on the brakes too early, but I definitely defended the inside too aggressively, which let Bewley swing around. And then I was definitely quicker than him, but it was in all the wrong places. So I kind of made the decision to just try and fuel save. And I realized that I was saving a bit more than him, but it wasn't a ton. Like it was going to add up. But I figured I'd just sit there, do what I could, and if an opportunity presented itself, go for it, which it ended up happening. But yeah, when I saw him disappear, my heart sank. I was having such a fun time having a battle.
Yeah, even myself and Davo, J-Man, we were discussing in the live stream that this is going to go all the way to the end of the race, and then unfortunately when we saw Bewley drop off, we were like, I guess Matt's going to be all alone by himself, and yeah, that's pretty much what it looked like happened.
Costa definitely kept me honest, but I had more pace than I was actually putting down, which was probably pretty obvious. Like the last couple laps, when I had like plus one laps worth of fuel, I just put my foot down the last couple. But yeah, it was a weird one. I think from what Bewley was saying, for whatever reason, the Lexus was really struggling to get temp into the tires with the crazy conditions. So like that's why he was sliding a lot more than I was, and probably why I had a lot more confidence through the S's, because I noticed I was so much faster through the S's than anyone else, just kind of consistently. But I don't really know why that is, like what I was doing specifically differently. But I noticed I'd pick up half a second to a second through the S's pretty consistently.
Yeah, you did look very strong through the S's, and we had Bewley on earlier, and he was saying that he could barely get his tire temperature up to the 50, mid 50s. So
yeah.
I'm not sure what you were running during the race, but
maybe
as you and I both know,
65.
Yep. So up there, but not up there as much as you would like, of course. Generally we like 70s for tire temp.
Not much you can do when it's 4-degree track temp.
True that. It was
no. I was going to say, were you going to start weaving down the straight, get some tire temp?
Wait.
Hey, so,
yeah.
But is there anyone you want to
start.
shout out? Anyone you'd like to shout out, Matt?
I'll give a shout out to Jose after helping me win the 4 hours of Sebring on the weekend. He drove the stint of his life to save like +3 laps VE to avoid an extra stop and get us across the line in P1. So
wow,
yeah,
that's awesome.
It was an incredible race, to be honest. But yeah, shout out to him, because that was unbelievable to watch and be a part of.
Yeah, well done, boys, on that. Getting the dub, Sebring, and go well at Cota. I believe it's this weekend. A couple of years they're going to do the 12 hour, so go well and represent Rainlight Racing, and yeah, looking forward to seeing how you go.
Oh, thanks, yeah, really looking forward to it. Could be a late night, we'll see. Not sure which one we're doing yet.
Red Bull at the ready.
Red Bull at the ready, yes.
Absolutely.
Well, there you have it. That is Matty Clark there from P1 once again at what I think is a pivotal moment in the championship. I talked to you boys about it and said, about what that looks like championship-wise. And I think there's some critical moments that we saw tonight, Isaac and Davo, was that you know, Matty Clark, another string there added to the bow there in respect of he now has that ability to go fast, save some energy. You know, obviously the Sebring thing was very, very good for Jose and for Matty Clark, and also just hearing that just pricked my ears up. Qatar, obviously the boys are going for a long run there this weekend, and the irony is Qatar will be the next destination for, I believe, Rainlight Racing on Monday night. So that will bode well, I think, once again for the likes of Matty Clark and all those guys that go out to do that. So that is that's going to be an interesting watch.
The Ducks are in a row, aren't they, this week for the boys?
They kind of are. Great calls tonight, and great little interview at the back end there from Isaac, a current driver with a great understanding of what these guys are up with. You know, like all that information that you guys hear out there that it's been called, there's certain parts of it that Davo and I aren't privy to. We don't drive these things. We're not completely in touch with the machinery. So great to have Isaac on board, just touching on that stuff there, just to see about the tyre pressures. You heard the calls there tonight. Gunther Rowe, Costas, closing the brake ducts, managing what's in front of them. Big racing IQs as always. These
on the fly, J-Man. That's the critical point here, isn't it? There's these guys thinking on the fly. You know, sort of adapting to the conditions, and like you said, Isaac obviously giving us an insight to that, but then, you know, talking to the boys on the night post-race is, you know, again, you know, just sort of helps you understand some of the battles. Like, we watch it on track, we call it, we just, sometimes we don't understand why the guys are struggling so much, but yeah, these post-race interviews are so important, aren't they, to tell that story and sort of unpack it a little bit.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to sign out, boys. And Isaac, once again, thanks for joining us up here, mate. You're more than welcome to become a frequent flyer, excuse the pun, with us up here, because we do enjoy it, don't we, Davo?
Yes. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, more the merrier. We love it. We love it.
Yes, and I will. I will gladly tell you that I will be back here Monday night, so I'll see you guys
next week.
Qatar.
Next week.
Good stuff. Love it. Love it. Good stuff.
Awesome.
Righto, boys. Well, that's me. I'll let Davo pay some bills. But once again, thank you very much to the viewers, and thank you very much to my fellow co-hosts here at MATCHFIT Entertainment. Another awesome Monday night. Bye for now.
Awesome. Thank you, J-Man, and thank you, Isaac, for joining us once again, my friend. Again, plenty of insight and a welcome addition to the comms box here at Rainlight. And an LMU night, Monday nights. We love it. Thanks, my friend.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure being up here, and you know, like we said, it's important. It's good to get driver insight, because as much as we might, you know, watch the racing and it looks all under control, but I can tell you one thing: it might not be under control.
It's not always under control.
No. So it's great to have the boys up here and see how they actually dealing with the race.
Absolutely. Thank you, my friend, and we will see you next week, Isaac Ichikawa. And that is a wrap, like J-Man said, for tonight's round here, round 7. As you can see on the calendar there, Circuit of the Americas, Cota next week. That will be awesome. Like we have been talking about, all the ducks are aligning. Getting in a row. The boys will get some practice over the weekend, and this is Monday night. It will ramp up, and it will be a cracker. We're going to thank a few people, obviously Crossy and Rainlight Racing, for putting on a fantastic show here again for season 12. True to Life Racing, Simblacks, and well, maybe us, Davo, J-Man, MATCHFIT Entertainment, coming in and broadcasting this to you live on the internets every week, Monday nights. Don't forget it. We are at Qatar next week. See you next week, ladies and gentlemen. Bye for now.